Most archers don't stop shooting because of bad aim, they stop because of pain. My name is James, a doctor of physical therapy and founder of Top End Performance. I help archers and hunters stay pain-free, improve strength, and keep shooting at their best. Today I'll share 10 common mistakes and strategies to prevent injuries, improve accuracy, and keep you shooting longer. To begin with, let's talk about the cold shot dilemma. So in hunting situations, we don't get the pleasure of warming up. A good warm-up brings blood flow to the tissue and the body, gets the body ready for activity. So no grabbing your bow off the rack and just start shooting isn't good practice. During practice rounds, we should take a couple of minutes to warm up the rotator cuff, shoulder, and back. You might ask how this helps out in hunting. Well, we can't carry a band and move around a lot during the season. So a good way to surpass this is to increase our training during the off time to build up the strength so that whenever we have to do that cold shot, it decreases our risk of injury. The second thing I want to talk about is draw weight ego. So how do you know if your draw weight's too heavy? Typically, your form goes straight out the window. You might start leaning back as you're holding your bow, sky drawing, or low drawing, and then for traditional archers, that can look like shortening up your draw length, and then you fatigue out really quickly. So a lot of times you don't need to go as heavy as what you think, so drop that poundage a little bit, and future you will definitely thank you. Number 3 is some forgotten muscles in your back. So they aren't show muscles, but they'll definitely help you improve your performance and accuracy. The serratus anterior, the middle and lower fibers of the trap help upwardly rotate that scapula as you hold your arm up. If these are weak, you might start shrugging up as you're drawing your bow back and holding your bow. This can decrease the stability in the shoulder joint, increasing your pin float, and then also you're changing your jaw cycle and draw length overall, especially for traditional guys. Another thing, number 4, is bow arm elbow pain. So you have elbow pain when you're shooting, you probably need to loosen up a little bit. A lot of guys like to really grip on the riser while they're shooting, and what this can do is increase the tension on either the flexors or extensors, leading to some like tennis elbow, golfer's elbow. What you want to do is have a nice loose grip. Have the riser, your grip sitting in this V part of your palm. Nice relaxed grip, let it rip. So it brings me to number 5, tight neck and upper trap tension. So if you have a tight neck, that can increase your shakiness while you're aiming. So you can, like I was talking about earlier, if you're really tight, you'll probably scrunch up, hike up that shoulder a lot, and this can decrease your performance. So if you feel a lot of tension in your neck and around your shoulder up in this area, it's a good idea to stretch out, do some strengthening of those muscles I've talked about previously, and that'll help improve your accuracy, decrease that pin float, and overall just make you feel a lot better. Number 6, we have low back endurance. So low back pain can be super annoying and limiting. Happens to a lot of people. So a good shot starts from the ground up. So making sure your feet are positioned correctly, hips are level, have a nice tight core. You don't want to be arching your back if you have to draw back. So you can be overbowed, and you could just have a lot of core weakness. So really trying to work on that. Number 7 is a big rehab mistake that I see a lot of people make, and that is resting without retraining. So we want to, like rest and ice can feel good, and it isn't exactly wrong. You can detrain those muscles a lot. So the best thing to do is to do some light activity. So having the right exercises prescribed at the right intensity to help combat that detraining that can occur while you're healing back from an injury. Kind of boost recovery too by improving blood flow to the area. So for number 8, we're back at the wrist, talking about wrist mechanics. So again, a lot of people like to really grip on that riser. That can cause some inconsistencies left and right. So one, we don't want to overwork the muscles. We want to have a nice loose grip here and making sure that we're training the shoulder properly, so then we're not putting increased load around the wrist and around the shoulder or around the elbow. Number 9 is the off-season trap. So most injuries happen the first couple weeks preparing for season. A lot of times we put our bows down after the previous year. We don't pick them up until about a month before season. And what happens is we're going from 0 to 100 without like easing into it. We're not training our muscles to be ready. So then a lot of guys get sore, develop a lot of strains. Some minor rotator cuff tears can happen in this area. So the best way to do this is to maintain a consistent training year round or a couple months prior to season to build up that tolerance to start shooting again. So that leads me to number 10, which is shooting through pain. So you pull your bow back, or you grab your bow, you draw it back, you feel some pain. What should you do? Some red flags with this is if you have a significant loss of motion, you have a lot of increased pain, you felt a pop, you heard a pop, you have some bruising, it might be time to go see an orthopedic and look into some other options, especially if it's limiting you in other aspects of your life. If you're still able to pull back, you still have your motion, you still have some good strength in your arm, then that's whenever you can start rehabbing back properly and easing back into your activities. That doesn't mean just to keep up and start gritting through the pain, but taking your time, recovering properly, doing the right exercises so then you can enjoy archery again. So those are 10 ways to stay healthy, accurate, and pain-free as an archer. If you want a personalized plan to fix your pain, build your strength, and shoot your best, I work with archers virtually through Top 10 Performance, and there'll be a link in the description below to set up your free consultation.